If I ask you what's your best tool in your toolkit of investing was, what would you say? Would you say it's your CRM? Maybe it's that texting platform that you like to use. Maybe it's that briefcase full of contracts you've collected from all the courses that you bought. But what would you say that your best tool is in real estate investing? What if I told you that the absolute best tool in your arsenal is the ability to listen? That's what we're talking about today on the Sub 2 Deal Show.
Are you looking to up your real estate investing game? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Sub 2 Deal Show with your host, Sub 2 expert William Tingle.
Hey, Sub-2ers. My name is William Tingle of Sub2Deals.com. I would like to welcome you to this episode of the Sub 2 Deal Show, where we talk about all things subject to. Now, occasionally we will talk about other real estate investing topics, but it's always something to help you in your investing business. Today's topic is the ability to listen and why it's the absolute best tool in your toolkit. You know, there are many skills to master in the process of becoming a good real estate investor. And the ones that most often come to mind are negotiating skills or the ability to be able to repair if you like to do rehabs. Maybe skills in finance, you know how to finance properties or get those things done, maybe property management. You hear a million different things. However, the most crucial and often overlooked skill is really just listening. Believe me when I say it is a skill. It's something that has to be worked on and developed. You know, most people listen to conversation purely for thinking about what they're going to say in response instead of really listening to what other people have to say. And this really comes into play when you're talking to sellers. The ability to listen and hear what the other person is saying is really what puts you in the driver's seat. Now, the vast majority of houses that we come across that end up being really good deals have unfavorable circumstances around which they're owned. Maybe the people are getting a divorce. They've got some kind of situation going on. Maybe they're in foreclosure. There's just some pain associated with owning that property. This means some solution has to be developed to help the seller. Okay. They obviously want out of the situation or they wouldn't be talking to the We Buy Houses guys. Maybe again, they inherited the house, they're getting divorced, they lost their job, whatever the case may be. In my experience, the first thing these sellers really want is someone to listen to their story. And your job as a buyer, first of all, is just to let them tell the story. You know, I can remember when I ran the RIA in Macon, Georgia, and there were several occasions where we would get great deals on houses. And, you know, we would always talk about our deals at the monthly RIA meetings. And, you know, I would hear time and time again, how did you buy that house? I met with that seller. I sat in their living room. I talked with them. And I said, well, you know, maybe it's just that I let them talk about their cat for 2 hours. You know, I sat there, I was interested. I was, listening to their story. You know, the cat wasn't a major part in the deal, but it was obviously something that they wanted to talk about. The process of being able to listen is beneficial to you on so many different levels. First, listening to the story will immediately build rapport with that seller faster than any other thing you can possibly do. When you let the seller explain their situation, they'll gain a better understanding that you're there to help them and that you really care about what's going on. You know, obviously, we're looking for a deal, but, first of all, this is a people business. And you guys that are my students know that I say over and over again, you first want to approach with a heart to help. And that's in whatever their situation may be. So listen to the seller, listen to their story. The next thing that this accomplishes is that you're going to gather a lot of information. You know, we do role-playing calls in our coaching group all the time, and we also do live seller calls. And when I do a live seller call with a prospect, most of the time we'll go through the call. When the call's over, we'll kind of break the call down and I'll say, okay, did you notice when the seller said, that they really don't care when they get this done. There's no real hurry to move. Okay, that's an indicator of motivation. Did you also notice when they said something about, even though they said they weren't in a hurry to move, or they didn't have to get this taken care of very quickly, that they had this pending job offer that they really wanted? A little bit contradictory. So you're listening to what they're saying. You break these things down, and it's really going to help you formulate an offer. So listening will let you get a take on their situation, evaluate their motivation level, their urgency, the time frame to get things done, and what you actually have there to work with. Asking the right questions is an important step. Okay. Why are you selling? What are you hoping to accomplish by getting this house sold next week? These are important things to say in order to get them talking. But how you listen is really crucial. So, are you focusing on what they're telling you? Are you taking mental notes? Are you taking that information and thinking about how it'll help you put the deal together, how it will let you offer them a solution to the problem that they're facing? Some of what they say may be totally irrelevant, just like the cat example that I gave earlier, but listen anyway. Don't interrupt them. Don't cut them short. Just listen. Make a conscious effort to become a professional listener. Your bank account will thank you for that. Remember, we're out there listening to these sellers tell their stories each and every day. And that's what sets us apart. I mean, if you've heard some of these people before on some of these calls, they're very straight to the point and business-like. You're just going to get a lot further if you listen to the seller. So that's your most important skill that you want to work on. And then, of course, all the other things we talked about are important too. But if you're going to meet with sellers, if you're going to deal face-to-face with sellers and talk to them about their property or over the phone, you need to learn how to listen to the things that they're not saying. Okay. And that is a skill that you have to develop. So hope you guys are having a great day out there today. You're talking to some sellers and you're buying some houses, because that's how it happens. I want to thank you for listening to this episode of the Sub 2 Deals Show. You can find the show notes as well as a lot of other stuff and past episodes at our website at sub2podcast.com. If you want to grab over a dozen tools to help you with your business, you can go to sub2cooltools.com and get those. So until next time, keep talking to sellers and you will buy some houses.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Sub 2 Deals Show with William Tingle. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a review and subscribe. And for more great content and to stay up to date, visit sub2deals.com, on Facebook at Sub 2 Deals. We'll catch you next time.